Carson here from the Triple Pack. I'm bringing you my Dark Dracopals for the April 2016 ban list format. The deck got hit kind of a good amount, so there's some repercussions that you have to take. And I think the thing it's losing out on is its obvious consistency with Wavering Eyes being cut and Draco Face-Off being cut. Wavering Eyes ban, Face-Off is to 1, so that's making the deck a little bit not as consistent, but it's still pretty good. I think it's still going to be played a lot, and I'm sure it will get its tops. And I like the build I have here. Obviously, there are some things that I could change, and I'll speak about them when the time comes. However, I'm going to get on with the deck profile because I don't want to talk too long. The Performapal engine is pretty much the same as always. 3 Sorcerer, 1 Monkey Board, 1 Skull Crobat Joker. I like 2 Guitardles, just because I like ending my turn with a turtle and a lizard draw in hand, if I can. 2 lizard draw and then 2 silver claw. So that's the entire Performapal engine. Like I said, nothing really different. For the Dracos, 1 luster, 3 master, and 3 vector. I've seen people playing 2 of these. That's probably fine for their build. I like seeing them, just because you need to make the exceeds, and you need them to make the exceeds. And I like this because I am playing Allure of Darkness, because I'm playing the dark build, and I have the ability to play that. So missing out on 1 Vector Pendulum probably won't hurt you if you use an Allure. For the dark side of the stuff, 2 Armageddon Knight, a Shaddoll Dragon, and a Zephyros. I feel like I have to think of some other stuff that could be used in substitute of Dragon, because I want something that will progress my game state even further. So maybe Dragon could be like a side deck choice if I'm playing against Monarchs. But I forget if Archfiend Harris is dark or light right at the moment. But I was just thinking, if you did have that, I think it's dark. Excuse my dog, it just sneezed. I think it's dark. Then you could add Eccentric off of that, so that might get substituted in for that, and instead of playing MST, I'll just play 3 Eccentric. So yeah, that's the little dark engine. Speaking of Eccentric, 2 of them, and then I like Raiden just because I'm playing Soul Charge and Instant Fusion, and this, if you open up with nothing but Raiden in one of those, it's not really that awful. It can become more playable. It's still pretty bad. So I don't know, this is fine, plus he's a tuner, he's level 4, he's searchable with Rhoda. So all those things are alright. For these spells, Draco Face-Off, it's just really a lot of deck thinners when you look at it. Draco Face-Off, Reinforcement of the Army, 2 Painful Decision. I like this card. I think this card is pretty much good. I'm yet to see a real negative side to this card. So yeah, especially since Dinosaur is going to be the main focus of the extra deck now that Ignister is at 1. Having them in the graveyard is not completely dead anymore, so that has some good synergy there. Foolish Burial, same reason as playing Armageddon Knights. There are some things that I just want in the grave. If this means that I'm going to be able to make an Exceed, just because of this card, and a Pendulum Zone or a Pendulum card monster, then I don't see why I would not play that. So that's always nice. And 1 Unexpected Die. Of course, we know why that's being played. 2 MST. I think it's important to have as many variations to be able to get rid of the domain if you can. So having Eccentric, Shaddoll Dragon, and this gives a lot of variety, just a lot of variety in ways that you can get rid of it. So there are a lot of outs to it, which is probably the biggest thing you don't want to run into. Soul Charge, Instant Fusion. These are some proxies. I have Allures coming in the mail. These will be 2 Allure of Darknesses. I think it'll speed up the deck. You draw. There's a lot of cards that you don't necessarily need. And since there are a good amount of 3s, I could probably squeeze a Leviair into my extra deck to get back the banished stuff if I found a little loop of plays that seemed good. Because I don't see really why it would be bad. I play the Eccentrics and I play the Lizard Draws, so there's always a potential that I could, if I had no other plays, make a Leviair and grab something back. So that's to think about. And then this is supposed to be the upstart Goblin. Yeah, those are just proxies. So Sorry I don't have them, but that is what I've been playing on things like Yu-Gi-Oh! Pro and Dueling Network. And then for the traps, Treacherous, Bottomless, and Solemn. For the extra deck, it's pretty much still, it's just a little bit different because we don't have Ignister, but pretty much the same as far as Exceeds. All the good stuff. 1 Norden, because we can only play 1 Norden. 3 Dynasters. This is, like I said, probably the card you're going to see a lot of nowadays. And then 1 Ignister. I believe it's only at 14, and I have yet to really think of what else is needed. Honestly, maybe a second King of the Feral Imps. Not that you need a second one, but sometimes there's like... a couple of times I've just wanted to have the ability to add cards because... I mean, I always want to have the ability to go into a scale if I want. So yeah, that's the deck. I haven't constructed a side deck yet. Just for this deck, I have I have 2 other decks. I have Worms and Monarchs right now, so I have side decks for those. So if I needed anything, I could probably just grab it from that. Let me know what you think in the description or in the comments below. Yep, thanks for watching, guys. See ya.